What you drinking?
What's up?
What you drinking?
Root beer. What are you drinking?
Nothing. I just had a glass of water.
That's the water. That's not Shane on a Friday night.
No.
Shane on a Friday night, he's lit.
Yeah. Well, Fridays. Yeah. I mean, you got the weekend. I don't like to drink during the weekday when you got to work in the morning.
I hear that.
I you know,
Conroe, what are you fucking with? What are you messing with?
I was trying to get this little thing in this package.
Let me see it. What are you trying to rig up? What is that?
It's a it's an Uzi with a silencer on the end of it.
You trying to get it in or out of the package? You said.
Out of the package.
Oh, is that a bag full of knickknacks and everything else?
Yeah. It's got little heads and.
That's cool.
So, anyways, this is what I was getting. Was a little.
What do you need that for?
The Punisher. I got him a coat, and he needs a. I wanted to be like the assassin Punisher.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay.
give him a silence weapon so he can, do his thing.
Okay. Anyways, welcome everybody back to another exciting episode of the Big Beefin' Show. I'm sorry for that long intro we had before we started. I am JP and the captain of our boat, as always, Mr. Shane Rollins.
It's not vengeance; it's punishment.
I got to read a little bit of the Punisher, War Machine Punisher.
Not they
bad.
made a comic on it.
Huh?
So, or did you get the figure? Did you get the Punisher War Machine action?
Hell no. I know everyone's out there going, I got mine, but I ain't got it yet. Can't fucking find one. They're searching high and low.
I found one. I didn't get it though.
You didn't get it?
Nah.
It's not Mizco figure. It's not Mizco.
That's part of it. The other thing is, it looked like it was just a War Machine figure with the Punisher painted on it.
Yeah, it's the War Machine. I believe someone told me it's from the movie War Machine, the Walmart exclusive one.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, with the paint. They said because of a few more attachments on it, but and same thing, Shane. Nick Fury gives Frank Castle a War Machine suit, and he don't give a shit. Okay, well, I want to jack this bitch up. And sure enough, he jacks that suit up. He does not give a care.
Yeah, I mean, for him, it's
just gave it to him, but he fucked it up.
It's just a weapon to get the job done.
Yeah, so it's a really good comic. You should read it sometime. So
I have to check it out. I've really been trying to read the Bat Who Laughs. I just haven't had time to.
You got it?
Read it. I haven't read it yet.
You got them downloaded though?
No, I didn't even download them. But I'll work on it.
How was your weekend?
Pretty good, man. I went and saw Joker on Saturday.
Better than you thought, or just exactly what you thought it was going to be?
Well, there's problems. It's not perfect. Aaron, I know Aaron. Apparently, he's in love with the movie. Aaron probably thinks it's the best superhero movie he's ever seen. He can't stop talking about it.
Why do you think that is?
Because it's just so different, and it's so fucked up. And Aaron probably just revels in how bizarre and strange it is. And Aaron just likes weird shit. But my thing is, okay, so first part, the first 45 minutes of the movie, they're kind of going into his background, and it's not really, it's kind of like, yeah, okay, he's crazy. I kind of get it. Like, you could have told me in 10 minutes he's crazy. I would have gotten it. But, like, it was so bad. I went with my cousin, and I'm sitting there beside him, and he's a, a decent sized man. He's not like super overweight, but, he's sitting there and he's breathing. And I'm like, man, this guy's breathing hard. Is he out of shape? What's going on? And like, his breathing is getting heavier and heavier and louder. And I'm like, shit, man, what's wrong with him? Is he? And then I look over and he's like he's snoring, like he's passed out asleep and snoring in the theater, loud as fuck, and he's out cold. And it's because there just wasn't a lot going on. I mean, it was a character-driven piece. It was about one man, Um, and and he's pretty much in every scene, and he's smoking like crazy, man. That dude must have
Really?
smoked every scene. I think Joaquin Phoenix is in. He smokes like he's smoking in almost every damn scene.
Damn.
Um, the other problem I have with this, so that's problem number one. It's a little slow in the beginning. It's going to lose. The reason why it doesn't have super high reviews right now, like some of the critics really loved it, but the reason why it doesn't have super high reviews is because that the first couple of parts of the movie, it's a little slow,
Mm-hmm.
drags on a little bit. As a comic book, as a Joker fan, Joker's not my favorite villain, but Batman's one of my favorite superheroes. So to have a good Batman story, you need a good Joker. The problem with that is there's no indication that this is a smart man.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely a crazy man. Do you remember that scene in The Dark Knight when like the Joker's standing in front of that mountain of cash and he just lights it on fire?
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, I know what this guy's about now. I kind of get it. He doesn't really care about the money. This one though, he didn't have a plan. Like everything just kind of happened to him. He fell into it. He didn't have dirt on judges and shit. He didn't have bombs planted all over the city. He didn't have a ship rigged up with, fucking nukes. I mean, he wasn't a mastermind. He wasn't like outsmarting anybody. He was just falling into shit. It's kind of like who else falls into shit? You know, like Spider-Man's always getting into shit. It's kind of like that.
It just happens to him.
Yeah.
He just falls into that situation.
Yeah, and he's got to figure out what he does. A lot of it's just reactionary. But I will say this: like the last 30 minutes of the movie, I was like, "Yeah, this is the shit. Like this is good." It was just entertaining. It was just fun. If the last 30 minutes have been like the whole thing, and they focused on that part, like, because that's when he actually becomes the Joker. If they would have spent more time on him as the Joker and less time as this Arthur Fleck guy, it would have been good. And my last point of concern, which I mentioned this going in, that this is one of my biggest worries about the movie, is when you reveal his origin, you kill the mystique of the character. Mm-hmm. So here's the problem. They know who he is, Arthur Fleck. Everybody knows who he is. By the time this movie is over, everyone knows that the Joker name is Arthur Fleck. Mm-hmm. Okay. Batman, like every single comic book, movie, TV show, cartoon, video game, everything I've ever seen with Batman, he doesn't know who the Joker is. He has no clue. But if the whole city knows who he is, then by the time he becomes Batman, he should know who this guy was.
Wasn't there, did Batman take control of a machine from the New Gods, and even it wouldn't tell him what the Joker's name was?
Yeah, well, the problem is he sat on Metron's chair, and Metron is one of the New Gods. He's supposed to have like infinite knowledge, like he's omnipotent. He knows everything. He can look into the future, the past, everything. And so the first thing he wants to know is who's the Joker, and it says, well, there are three of them. And he's like, what? How's that possible? And then he got off the chair at some point, and I guess he didn't get any further than that. So yeah, that's probably as close as he's gotten. But now that if you have this universe, if this is where the story continues, and Batman becomes Batman, and the Joker does some kind of shit, he will have Joker's file. He'll say, "Hey, man, I know you were a good guy once. I know you were just trying to take care of your mom, and things didn't work out. So, you said people shit on you. Well, I'm here to help you. So let's figure it out together. Maybe we can work something out." And I think Joker would be a lot more reasonable to listen to that, knowing now that we know about his background with this movie.
That's why you need a sequel now to show how he erased that.
Yeah, so if he goes back, now he did get the file. He did get one of the files about his mom. He did get one. So that may be the only problem is he guessed Robert De Niro plays a TV show host in this. And when they called him, the comedy club, they knew his name. So Robert De Niro, his guy knew his name. And I think one time in the middle of the show, he even said it. Like, Arthur, that's not very funny. I think he said that once. So people probably know who he is. Somebody knows. And maybe by the time Batman grows up, they're all dead. Maybe he kills them all. Like you said, maybe he goes back and erases everything. And that would have been interesting to see. If that would have been like an after credits where he's going back and killing everybody, then I'd been like, oh shit, yes, and now he can be the Joker.
With the Joker has no fingerprints, no
Nope,
facial
nothing.
uh, recognition of anything. He
No record DNA, nothing.
DNA doesn't match nothing.
Yep.
You
His
think
clothes
you
are
think
custom made. He makes his own clothes, so they can't track those down.
you think it's he's even though he's crazy, do you think he's extra careful? That's why he always wears gloves. He wears layers of clothes.
Yep.
When he fights, he when he bleeds, he makes sure it's kind of like Bruce Banner. He
Yep.
controls where his blood goes and everything, and
Yeah. So normally, yes, that's exactly what the Joker is. But this guy, this movie, John, he's fucking bleeding all over the place. He doesn't give a fuck. Like he's just trying to make it. Like it's not. He's not, like I said, he's not a mastermind. He's not really smart. Um,
I
but
always thought
because he was on so many medications.
I always thought. Well, I know that the Joker is. I know everyone's got their own opinion, but I thought the Joker is super intelligent,
Yep.
but he just wants to have fun.
Yep.
And then we discussed one time he's so smart, he's crazy.
Yeah, that's part of it. That's part of
He's
it. Well, he's come to the conclusion that everything's a joke, and so nothing matters.
so
And
he can make up these elaborate plans. Even the Heath Ledger Batman. I want to say he was I want to say he's intelligent. I want to say he was a genius. But like you said, all he needed was a couple gallons of gas, continuous gas, and some a few the detonator. That's all he needs.
yeah,
To drive the city mad.
well, he'd figured out. He got dirt on judges. He got dirt on cops. He got dirt on the other gang members. He got them all turned against each other. He had bombs over the city. He had access to weapons. He kind of figured out like Batman was in love with the Dawson girl, so he was able to figure that out. Um, he,
So
he planned stuff. Like he knew when the school buses ran. He knew that they would be out in front of the bank. He knew about the hospital. He knew how to get in there and pretend to be a nurse. I mean,
do you think there's a time where Joker's not fun Joker? Like, all right, I gotta be fucking working Joker. I gotta figure all this shit out. I got a plan, but all right, I can't go have fun. I gotta fucking plan all this shit out. Then have fun when I do it.
you've seen that a couple of times. There was one of the old cartoons where he's out of money and he's like desperately. I mean, it's kind of silly, but he's like, I need some cash. What do I got to do to get some cash? And Harley's pissed at him. In the comic books is where you see the dark side of the Joker, especially I want to say about 6 years ago when him and Harley Quinn started having domestic disputes and he
Mm-hmm.
started beating her ass. And not like just slapping her or hitting her upside the head, slapstick. I'm talking about like fucking beating the shit out of her. That's when it was like the fun's over. And
That's a problem I had. I know they changed it a little, but I know my niece, she loved Harley Quinn. Like, oh my god, I always want someone like Joker. Like, I want, yeah, like, have you even really fucking read it? Like,
yeah,
yeah, I want to be crazy with somebody. You don't know what you're talking about, dude. I remember her brother and brother and brother-in-law, sister-in-law. And, I'm like, y'all don't know these characters, do y'all? He beats her ass right. They're not in love. He pretty much just puts up with her, and
I mean,
it's quite different. So like, I don't quite agree with that. Y'all
well,
want someone like that?
even in the cartoons, he was abusive towards her.
Yeah.
Like whatever he could do to save his own ass, he'd throw her under the bus in a heartbeat. And like Batman used it against him one time. He was like, "Hey, Joker, what were you going?" And Harley got pissed and went after him, and it ended up doing the job for Batman. So yeah, but I mean, overall though, I know Aaron really liked the movie. It's a good movie. It's good. It's just it could have been amazing if they would have
They're
just.
talking about everyone's talking about it's over top, and he needs an Academy Award or an
Yeah, I think
Oscar
Daniel said
award.
he really liked it too. I think Daniel said, and I'm not saying that I don't want people to say, "Well, you're nitpicking. You're nitpicking." Well, the problem is the problem with any superhero movie that I have is I know too much shit for my own good. So I
Okay,
go,
that's anything. You watch any movie like that. If you made I'm trying to think what I know, and I would see something like I know that. But that's any book. Any
Yeah.
book you read, as any book, there's always that one person or that one couple people in there. They took the best part out right there. They took why would they take that part out? Or why would they change his character? Like he would never do that in a book. Shit like that. So I
I,
completely understand. Your frustration somewhere.
I saw one guy online. He was like, as soon as I saw him painting the makeup on and that he wasn't falling into a vat of chemicals, I knew I wouldn't want to watch it. He's like, I knew I wouldn't like it. And it's like, okay, I think you can get past that for this one. They're trying to make it less zany, trying to make it more. And who knows? Maybe if he did fall in a vat of chemicals later on, it does get more serious. I mean, I think you could make a very sinister Joker who has that bleached chemical skin, those chemical burns.
Mm-hmm.
It was hard to do, and I don't know. I don't know. But like I said, I don't want anybody to think that I didn't like the movie. I did. But it's like with Guardians of the Galaxy. I like Guardians of the Galaxy, especially number 2. I thought it was funny as hell. But when the first time I saw it, I had to get over myself because I was like, that's not the Guardians of the Galaxy. That's Star Wars Light. That's medians of Star because the Guardians of the Galaxy I knew of was fucking business, man. Star-Lord was a military fucking, by the books. He's pretty much Jason Bourne in space. And Drax was like Rambo in space,
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't give a shit.
Thanos'
Yeah. Not a goofy, not no way a goofy guy like that guy.
Yeah, where he's making jokes all the time and he's super literal. He was literal in the comic books, but he was literal in the sense that he's going to go kick your ass. When he tells you, I'm going to rip your heart out, that's what he's about to go do. So it just, but now, so I got into an argument with somebody back there, like, no, that's exactly how they are in the comics. I'm like, no, you dumb shit. They changed the comics because the movies were so successful. And he was like, oh, well, anything before this date sucked anyways. And I was like, kiss my fucking ass. I bought that shit. I bought the first issue of Guardians of the Galaxy well before there was the Marvel Universe.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked it. I really enjoyed it. I liked the whole, Drax was my favorite character. I thought the whole thing was interesting.
Especially when Drax kills Thanos.
Yeah, that was a good storyline.
But you don't see that in the movies. He's
not even close. Well, he doesn't even have super, he doesn't even really have that much strength. Like, he's strong, but he's not like super strong, whereas in the comic book, he kicked all the Avengers' ass by himself. So but a lot of people really love Guardians of the Galaxy because it's fun. You just go in the movie, you don't have to think about it, you just have a good time. So and for me to enjoy Guardians, I have to put all that shit out of my head. If I put everything that I know outside of the Joker out of my head, I enjoy that movie too. But it's still slow in the beginning.
And I know I'm going to speak for everybody. Don't overthink it. Just watch the movie.
Yep.
It's just it's supposed to be a good movie. Well, I'm the same way. When I watch certain movies, that's like when I watch the Star Wars, that the last 3, and I think they're awful. They're awful.
Well, and you had knowledge of the expanded universe, so that's got to fucking double suck.
Yeah.
Because now you have all these expectations of like really cool storylines, and that's just thrown out the damn window.
I'm like, so where's Han? Where's Han and Leia's other son? Nope, none. Okay, all right. Where's the? Nope, we're gonna cut that out too. All right, and same thing. You'll have fans that are so much a fan, they don't care how bad it is. Well, you can cut this. Well, you can overlook that. Like, you're such a fan that you can't see no negative in anything. I'm trying to think of what I'm a bigger fan of that I can't find a negative in it, but
I was like that with Batman, Superman, and the Justice League movies. I mean, I know those movies have problems, but at the time I was like, no, it's the best fucking movie ever.
You can't ruin this movie. Everything you want is in this movie.
Now looking back, with those movies, every time the superheroes are on screen, it's good. But every time the other shit's going on, it's unwatchable. It's just not very well done.
I didn't like how they did. What's the guy with the horns name? The bad guy.
Oh,
Steppenwolf.
Yeah, Steppenwolf.
I didn't like him.
It's a terrible. Steppenwolf's the worst fucking villain.
I mean, I like this guy. This guy.
That was a horrible mistake. Get like how they ended the movie. Get the Society of the Legion of Doom, or get what's that guy's name? It's kind of a ripoff of Drax, or I can't remember which one came first. The purple guy with the big fin. I can't remember his fucking name. Or get Lobo, or
Lobo.
you know,
Contract Lobo. I got contract to do this bullshit or something.
yeah. I mean,
But
they could have done.
Steppenwolf, I'm like, and then people, I know I'm saying it, but people be like, I know who Steppenwolf is. No, a lot of you motherfuckers don't know who Steppenwolf is or where he fit in with Dark Side.
And the
But
biggest problem with Steppenwolf is they changed his design because in Batman versus Superman, you're looking at it, you're like, what the fuck is that? Well, and that people are so weirded out by it, they're like, no, make him look like a dude. Somebody look like this old fucking giant dude walking around. I was like, he's not. It's not interesting at all.
the corniest part to me in this movie is my axe is made of fire. Oh no, Batman blew cold air on it, and Wonder Woman smashed it with her sword. Like, that's some goofy ass shit right there. Like, that's some stupid, weak stuff right there. I couldn't do nothing else.
Well, also a part that really bothered me is that Batman's plan was to fly in with a plane, exit with his car with a big ass fucking cannon on it, and blow up the aliens. And I'm like, doesn't Russia have all that shit? Couldn't they have just flown a big ass plane with bombs and shit in there?
And
I mean,
how did Batman know that his missiles were even going to penetrate that force field?
yeah, yeah. I mean, that's like, there's some problems with those movies, but there's problems with any movies, really.
I got what he did it for. He did it. He dragged them away. Okay, that plan worked, but your plan was to do a kamikaze at first.
Yeah, just like, fuck it.
Yeah,
so Superman.
You
know, I brought him back, and now he's an asshole.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, they just, so many mistakes. That's one of those things where you need somebody to get on the set and be like, guys, what the fuck are y'all doing? Like, please, this isn't going to work. You know, somebody's got to tell them. I think they had a vision, and it maybe could have worked if they would have just had their vision. But a lot of people don't want to see that shit, man. They want to see Batman and Superman working together. Let's crack the case. Let's be buds, you know. Let's use our strengths and weaknesses for each other, you know. Batman's clever. Superman's got, you know, he's a fucking god. And how would they interact? They don't constantly need to beat the shit out of each other.
I do like, I know it's going to trail off just a bit, but I've been thinking about it a lot. I like how composed and like even the cartoon, the movie, even Michael Keaton movies, maybe the what's the other guy played Batman, George Clooney.
George Clooney.
Like, I like they always do the composed Batman. Like, I know you about to throw a punch, bam, fuck you. I know you about to do this, fuck you. You know, I like that composed Batman fight. Like, when Batman and Superman in the warehouse scene, best fucking fight. You know, he just stays composed, and I know a lot of like, well, he's trained to take control, watch his breathing, see what they're doing, you know, roll the punches. But that to me is just so cool how he rolls with it like that. That's badass. So
I was listening the other day to a radio show. They were talking about fear, and when humans, there's fear like that's in our mind, like that we're afraid, but there's also fear that our body just reacts to without our mind even knowing. So the way they test it is they show images on a screen, like images that would scare you. And so when you see the scary image, you get a reaction. They can measure it in your brain. But then they show the images so fast that your brain doesn't really recognize they're there, but you still see them. But they're so fast that you can't really process it. And they said it elevates your heart rate just by seeing the image. So with Batman, like Superman, sometimes he'll fly in, and every time he's seen Batman, he notices his heart rate goes up a little bit, and he notices he's sweating. And those are things you just can't control as a human. You just can't. Maybe he's not. Maybe in his mind he's not afraid of Superman, but his body sure as fuck is. You know.
I know. We said it plenty of times. I know we're gonna say it again. When Batman just runs into Superman, and he just rips off the fucking hood, and Batman just stands up like, "What? What the fuck you want?"
that's one of my favorite.
Man,
that scene, man. I went to the theater. Really, to be honest, I went to the theater just to watch that, just to see. And they had already released it in the damn commercial. It was on a Super Bowl ad. So I've watched it like 20 million times. But that whole, when he's chasing the gangbangers, he comes around that corner and he looks and It's the first time I've ever seen Batman. Well, probably not the first time, but one of the few times where I've seen him, he was scared. I was like,
Or
that's
no,
how.
scared or surprised.
I
I
got the
think
feel.
he was a. You don't plan Superman just standing there. You
Yeah,
know.
I don't know. I definitely got the oh shit moment. Like
Yeah.
this is about to fucking happen. This is where this is game time. So I don't know. Maybe he was surprised, and maybe it's a little bit of both. But he did look like he was concerned. He looked like he was
Well,
highly concerned.
saying that now, he was concerned because he goes, "Well, I'm not fucking ready for this.
Yeah,
I ain't planned for this moment. You know, I ain't got shit. All I
right.
can do is nut up and what do you want? You just broke my fucking ride. Wait,
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah, that's when you got to call his bluff, you know. But that should have given. See, that's another problem with the movie. After that scene, they both should have known what the other was about. Like, okay, you know, Super Batman's chasing this truck down. They've got fucking guns. They got
He didn't
machine.
see that.
Yeah,
Superman couldn't see. Man, they're shooting some heavy material there. Well, I still got to talk to Batman real
yeah,
quick.
yeah, right. And then Batman, like Superman, let him go. He told him, he's like, "Hey man, don't do this shit anymore." He flies off. That should have let him know that's not a mad killer. You know, so maybe I was wrong. Maybe I got some misconceptions. Why would he let me go? Why was he interested in stopping my actions? He's not in it with the gangbangers. So what's the? So it just was unlike Batman. That was the problem Zack Snyder had. I don't think he really understood Batman. I think he read The Dark Knight Returns, and he was like, "Oh, okay, I get it. Fucking hardcore. He's just a fucking gritty old man that doesn't give a shit about anything." And it was like, yeah, that was at the end of his career. His life had been fucked. You know, all of his friends had died. Everybody was gone. You know, I don't know.
I would say though, turn it off again. I would say though, I've never shaved with a suit on. You know, one handed. You know, just calmly doing it like he does in the Batman in the Justice League one. He just
Yeah,
shaves like, huh? Is that the right way to shave? Just straight up, you know, real, with a suit on. Don't give a shit,
yeah.
you know.
I'm usually right after the showers when I'm doing mine, and I don't
Yeah.
have.
So
We get shaving cream all over the fucking place. It's nothing I could do about it. It'd get
do you
everywhere.
get yelled at for that? Shane, there's shaving cream, ass hair everywhere. You clean this shit up, you know.
Yeah, that was kind of like the beginning stuff. See, I've been married for a long time, so some of this shit we've already got past it. We
It
figured.
ain't gonna change.
Well, there's some things won't change, but we have our own sink. I got my sink. That's where I do my thing. She's got her sink, and she can't complain about my sink because her sink's always filled up with shit. She's always got stuff.
Do you push it over like, honey, your sink.
Yep.
Hold that. Don't
Yeah.
move.
I mean, if she
Your sink.
wants, if she bitches about how dirty my sink is, you have your own. It's right there. Just go to yours. Leave
One day
my.
you gonna put a piece of tape down one day. Look, your side, my side.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Just, just
Well,
delete the
that's how the
books right here.
closet's. The closet's more like my little piece, and then your whole fucking closet.
Well, that happened in my closet. Her side of the closet, my side of the closet. I go look for a shirt. Honey, why's your shirt over here? Oh, I don't know. Just leave it over there. It don't matter. No, we ain't pulling this bullshit.
Oh,
No. Put that shit back on your side. We ain't doing this now. So, but
yeah. Did you know?
huh?
Go, I was gonna say, you remember that game, Friday the 13th?
Yeah.
So the guys that made that game, they're making a new game. In this game, instead of Jason running around killing camp counselors, the game you'll have like a guerrilla military force, like a terrorist organization, but like in
Okay.
the jungle and shit. And then you'll have like American special forces to fight them, and they'll be fighting each other. But the character you are is the fucking predator, and you're in
Oh
the back.
shit.
And so, like the players, they're the American special forces. They have to fight off the terrorists that are coming in, and they got to kill your ass as the predator. So you get all the predator's abilities. You can cloak, you can shoot the energy things. You're faster, you're stronger, and your mission is to kill all the American soldiers before they leave.
Before they kill the terrorist.
Yeah, they have to kill the terrorists, and they have to get extracted, and you have to kill them before they make it to their destination.
Interesting. Is that on Kickstarter yet?
I don't know if it's crowdfunded or not. Just check out the I think it's called the Predator, and it's just
I heard something about it, but I
yeah,
didn't look into it. I
yeah.
heard something about something like that, but I didn't pay attention to it. I heard there's a Predator game, something like hunting, and I'm like, okay, it's another Predator game being made by Bandai, some bullshit, you know?
No, this one's made by Elphonics, the same company that made Friday the 13th, and the magazine I was reading it in, they said that at the end of like when they were running back to trying to get to the helicopter, like they said people were yelling and stuff like, "Come on, man, you can do it, you can make it!" Like they were hyped because the Predator was fucking tracking them down and getting ready to kill their ass. But apparently, it's a lot easier to kill the Predator in this one than it was to kill Jason in the last one.
Well, you gotta have some balance there somewhere,
Yeah,
you know.
because it was fucking damn near. I mean, I did see it a couple times, but it was pretty damn hard to kill Jason in that fucking game.
It is hard to kill him. It is still pretty hard to kill him in that game, but
So,
hmm.
so now what they got to do is get Jason and Predator in the same game, and then have them face.
Cross up. But say if it was crowdfunded, I'm gonna go fund it this time. Get my cool Predator or whatever special edition
Oh yeah,
costume or whatever
maybe
they do.
like
You
the
know,
spear or the net or the disc or something.
yeah, whatever he offers. I'll check for it now.
Or shit, maybe we'll get like Blaine with the minigun, or you get Arnold, you get
That'd be
Dutch.
awesome.
You know,
Special edition Blaine. Man, everyone will be your fucking friend. No, let's team up. No, man, let me see your freedom quest. No, yeah.
yeah, people would get pissed about being Jason sometimes in that game. I want to be Jason. I want to be Jason. No, me. Let me have a turn. So
I
know.
do like that one time I played. I don't know if you were there or not, but it was a country guy. I mean, he sounded country as hell, Shane, and he was just hilarious. He had music playing in the background. Kandai Joe playing in the background. He started breaking a fucking door. He goes, "Don't worry, your insurance will cover it." Or, "Can I tell you about Jesus Christ?" He's breaking the
Yeah,
fucking door. It's
yeah,
funny.
no. I'm actually still friends with him on Xbox.
Oh man, he was hilarious every time he played.
Yeah, he you know, my user ID online is Garfonzo, and he'd be like, "Come on, Garl, I like you. You can stay with me, Garl. How you doing? I want to see what you up to, bud." Like it's been a couple of years since I talked to him, and he showed up. He's like, "I miss you, Gar. When we gonna hang out again?" I'm like, oh, I guess when the next fucking game comes out.
Oh.
We did beat Gears of War 5 though. Me and Sarah beat that tonight.
Did it set up for another one again?
Yeah, I mean it leaves it open, but there's one difference. You have to make a decision at the very end of the game, and that decision you make is really going to change. I don't know how they're going to do the next game with the decision you have to make because one of the characters dies.
Oh,
And,
major character?
oh yeah, and you have to figure out which one. And I don't know how you do the next game with one of them dead, like, but the other one's still alive. How do you know which one to pick? So they could do it a couple ways. They could do it like Mass Effect, where you just keep your save data, and whoever you chose, that's who stays alive.
Mm-hmm.
Or they can do it like XCOM, where they just look at player data and see who has the most achievements and what they chose, and then they just pick it for you. They could do it that way. Or they could just say they could do some bullshit where they bring everybody back to life or something. I don't know. I don't fucking know. But it was good. It was a good game. Way too short as usual. Most of the Gears games are kind of short. We beat it. Sarah, I think, beat it within like a week or so. It took me a couple weeks just because I didn't have time to really sit down and play it. But the online play is really fun. The horde mode.
That's what it's all about, though, is the online play. Like that was like that Halo SDT, ODST. That game was super short. It was very short, and all everyone like do is playing the horde mode, afterwards. So it's about online play now. Oh, did you see that the speaking of which is the AEW is coming to Dallas?
Yeah, man. I really like. I know it was their first night, and I know it was make or break. Like, if we fuck up this first episode, we're done. But it was pretty good, man. It was like even wrestlers I don't really give a shit about, but somehow they made it work. I mean, it's like this is interesting. I like it. It's fun. I think a lot of it for me was the crowd. Like, I'm real big on watching what the crowd's doing, and WWE, fucking assholes, man. The crowd's like, you suck, or This is boring. This is boring. Or last night they were yelling, restart the match. Restart the match. Or AEW. AEW. They started yelling. They started chanting.
Shit.
They started chanting AEW. They did it 3 times in the main event match last night. They did it 3 times. And the match could have been really good. It just ended shitty. But, with AEW, though, they swung for the fences. They did a fucking phenomenal job. I think that they've got, if they can keep the steam going, I think they got a chance to compete. But they got a long ways to go. They got to get some superstars in there. Cody Rhodes and Chris Jericho's almost done. He just looks old. He looks fucking battered and beaten.
I'm surprised they signed Chris Jericho. I'm like, oh man, like he still looks like he got it. I don't know if they had to carry him any, but he looks like he still got it. Cody, I think Cody has a couple more. If
Cody's got a long ways to go, but he can't be the only guy carrying the show.
Yeah,
like Goldust is done. Like Goldust, like he'll come out there, but that's like sending Alfred into the fight. Like his best days are behind him. One guy, Jack Swagger, he's pretty cool.
I liked him, but he was doing really well in the WWE, but he was on the rise, and that one damn ladder or something caught him in the head, got a concussion.
Yeah,
back to the bottom.
Well,
that's how it works. You get out, well, you're out. But my character, your character needs 6 weeks to recover.
Show must go on. Show must go on. Vince don't fucking play, man. That man's in to make money. Well, the problem. Okay, so last night's main event. This is for all our listeners. WWE Hell in a Cell.
Mm-hmm.
And first Hell in a Cell was Sasha Banks and who did she go up against?
I forgot her name.
Oh man, I just saw this last night. Oh,
I can't picture her head now.
Well, it wasn't Alexis Bliss. It was the former women's champ. Becky Lynch.
Okay.
I don't really like Becky. I don't know why everybody likes her. I guess because it's the Fighting Irish thing. So Sasha and Becky, their match was really good. So the main event was Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, like he's got this new killer clown face that he wears, against Seth Rollins. Now, Seth Rollins, in my opinion, he should be WWE's next guy, like the it guy, like the next Stone Cold or The Rock or the Hitman. Like he's very talented, but they don't use him, I don't think, the right way. Bray Wyatt has a fucking awesome, badass character. Again, they don't know how to fucking use him. So they start the match, and I'm thinking, yeah, this is going to be some good shit. Like, if he's starting to do shit like Mankind used to do, that means somebody's falling off the top of this damn cell tonight. That's what I was thinking, because I'm a fucking idiot. But I was thinking, this shit's about to get fucking crazy. The whole match was done with red lights, so you can't see shit because it's red. Like, I mean, you could see it, but it's all red, so it's not interesting. About 5 minutes, probably about 15 minutes into the match, Seth Rollins manages to knock Bray Wyatt down, and Bray Wyatt doesn't get back up till the very end. And Seth hits him with the chair, he hits him with the ladder, he hits him with a fucking sledgehammer. And Hell in a Cell is supposed to be no DQ. You can't get disqualified for anything you do. You can only tap out or count out. That's it. But when he pulled out the sledgehammer and he hit him with it, the ref called the match. And people were fucking pissed. They were shouting, restart the match, because you can't DQ in Hell in a Cell. It's no disqualification. I mean, you can break his fucking leg. You're not supposed to be disqualified, but they called it. And anyways, but then the problem is not even that. It's just that you got Bray Wyatt. He's he's supposed to be this animal, this monster, and he's just laying there. He's just laying there in the middle of the ring. And this is not interesting. He's not doing anything. With the AEW matches, all they fucking did was run into each other the whole fucking night. That's all they were doing. And this guy's just laying here. 350-pounder, just fucking laying in the middle of the ring. Shit, I can go watch a fat guy lay around. I don't need to go to the damn WWE. Not that I'm saying Bray Wyatt's fat, but you know what I mean. Bulky like that.
I was reading someone's comment. They're saying they're like you said, they're not using these characters to their potential. They're not
No,
utilizing these guys at all. They got horrible. WWE has horrible writers.
yep,
Why don't let the wrestlers wrestle and
yep.
but
The women's division, they've got that pretty much down. I don't see how AEW can compete with the women's division because they're unless they get a bunch of international talent that's like big in Japan or in Mexico or something like that. Otherwise, I think their women's division they don't have a chance because the WWE's women's division is very strong. It's very entertaining. The characters are good. The storylines are good. You buy in. But with the fucking men in WWE, like there's nobody in. Like they brought in AJ Styles, and I was thinking, okay, that's going to be their next guy. Nope, storylines, all of them has fucking sucked. They keep Brock Lesnar in there. Who gives a shit? We've all seen it by now. John Cena only shows up a few times a year. Don't care about him. The Rock shows up once every 3 or 4 years to promote a movie. Don't really care about him. Undertaker, old as fuck. Looks like he can't do it anymore. Like that match with him and Goldberg. They did a fucking special about that. That match with him and Goldberg. That's the fucking special on WWE right now. They know it was so bad. They went back and done a special about it. Like what happened? It's like the fucking match sucked. That's what fucking happened. They're too old. Goldberg's 52 years old. Undertaker's 56 or 57. And you got two grandpas running at each other. My grandpa was 56 when he passed away. That's my fucking grandpa out there running into another man. It's ridiculous. 50 years, 52. Nobody wants to see.
That's commissioner age. Let him be a commissioner and let him walk out there and decide, you know what? You're going to do this. You're going to do that. Period.
Yeah, that's what they did with
commissioner stage.
Potter, Gorilla Monsoon, Kurt Angle. That's what they've done with all those guys. Why are they not doing that with Goldberg? I don't know, but they're still getting where I think it's because the crowd still that Goldberg chant. You just can't fucking help it when that fucking music parts and he kicks open the fucking door. You can't help but say Goldberg, Goldberg. It's just fun to do, but. Fuck, man, he's too old for this shit.
Stick him in a suit. Let him get mad at a couple wrestlers now and then,
Yeah, just yelling at people.
Yeah,
or
that'd be awesome.
Have a show where you're training new talent and your old wrestlers are bitching them out. Do a little like a pre thing, like a cutaway or a promo where they're chewing out the newest talent. They're like training them and shit like that. That would be interesting. I think they did that with Ultimate Warrior a couple times.
He did that with, I think he said his son and a couple of his friends. He was trying to show them how they work out, and they were tired. He was like, tired?
Yeah,
You're tired. Like, shit, man.
And he's like fucking Warrior. Steroided up, like he's muscles in his neck and shit.
What makes you think you can tell your dad you're tired? His dad's the fucking Ultimate Warrior, man.
He
still was intimidating at his age. He still was intimidating. I still want to fuck with the Ultimate Warrior.
No. So. Well, I wouldn't fuck with Goldberg either. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that I would.
I'm just saying. I remember when Goldberg first hit the ring. It was WCW. I hope it was WCW, but
yeah, no, it was.
Okay, and they're like, this new guy Goldberg. He marches down there, bam, bam, bam. And that first time I saw the jackhammer, and this move right here, they didn't even have a name for it.
Right.
First. They didn't even have a name for it. They're like, oh my god. I mean, there was the best fucking thing ever. He just lifted that guy up. Boom.
Oh, the next day in school, everybody was going through the fucking locker room. Goldberg. Like people just fucking lit up, man.
But he was a linebacker, wasn't he, or something like that?
Yeah, it was college ball. I don't know if he went pro or not, but definitely college. And he got some kind of knee injury or something, and they told him you can't play. You're never gonna be able to go pro or something like that. So he came to WWE. Did you see Cain Velasquez get in the ring against Brock Lesnar? Did you see this?
No, I didn't see that one.
So Cain Velasquez is one of the fighters that beat Brock Lesnar in UFC. Uh-huh. He's a Mexican guy, and he's fucking huge. He's not real muscular, but he's like a giant. Like he's really tall. And he showed up at a match, and like Brock Lesnar sees him, and like he starts running away like he's afraid of him or something. Because Cain fucking in the UFC, he beat his fucking ass. I'm talking about it was an ass whipping, a real one, like. Blood coming out of Brock Lesnar's face.
The name just sounds familiar. I'm going to have to go back and watch it.
Yeah, he's tall. He's not real muscular, like I said. He's got real long arms. He's got big, dopey ears. But, man, that fucker can fight, man. He beat the shit out of Brock Lesnar. I mean, would not let up. just pounding him, pounding him, pounding him. But I'll give Brock Lesnar credit though. That man can take a punch. He can take some
Yeah.
hit, and he doesn't. He's not like a lot of fighters when they start pounding on him. You know, they're covering up and they're trying to get away. Brock Lesnar just fucking just taking it and trying to figure out what he's going to do. Like he's just, how much can you take? I think it goes. I think you can actually see Brock Lesnar go somewhere else while these guys are beating on his fucking head. And then he comes back and he gets out of it and he ends up, sometimes he wins doing that. So.
I just remember Kimbo Slice. He thought he can just do the hero rush on that one guy. And
huge upset.
Just kicked his knee out. Just kicked his knee. He ran at him, kicked his knee. He fell down, pounded his head, pound, done. And they're like, what happened? Did his son want to fight?
Kimbo Slice got his fucking ass kicked. I don't know if it's some fight or not.
Wasn't his age too that got him?
Well, it was his age. It was the fact that he wasn't really a trained fighter. He was just a backyard brawler. Like he didn't have any jiu-jitsu. All he did was, you pay him or somebody pays him and he just beat your ass. And that's all it fucking was. Like it wasn't.
He seemed like one of those fighters I talk about. Like, no, he just has to put his hands on you one time. He just has to grab you, and that's it. But I guess that's not the point.
Well, there was some bum fights that he was in where the other guy beat his ass. Like he didn't win them all. He won a lot.
I saw so he lost. I'm like, oh shit, I thought he was king of the streets or some shit.
And usually, whenever that was starting to happen, when it's starting to lose, his people would step in and like break it up. They didn't want him to get hurt, because they're making money off of him. But yeah, there was a couple of times where it was not going his way. And anyways, yeah, Kimbo Slice was, and then he died. So
heart attack, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
How's your movie going with the? Because I'm so wrapped up now. I want to see what this plan is, for this wrestling, the short film for wrestling you have.
The Backyard Wrestling League. I haven't even written the script yet. I got to read the other. I was thinking about like characters. Like I want one tag team to be like karate. They're being a karate gi. Like I want it to be like martial artists, and so that's their thing. And they like bang on cymbals like dong whenever they walk in or something, or like have some smoke and it's like a ninja or something. I want to have like the crazy guys with the fucking crazy hair and shit and like yelling and screaming and throwing stuff. The main problem I have to do when I'm writing, do I want this to be, is there a live audience present, or does backyard wrestling just all happen online and the viewer, it's live streamed? Like that's the premise of the
sounds cheaper just to get a bunch of cameras, borrow cameras and just send them all up. Say we're live streaming to all the. It sounds cheaper to do that. Yeah. But I think you could do both. I think if you can, do all the cameras, and then like I said, you can get family, a few friends. Go, all right, guys, y'all the selected audience, and here's the live feed. I think you could do that. But
I got to get the script, which I don't even have the script even.
But so what's the whole point of it? You got an underdog team, or do you have a guy doing whatever, undercover cop? Like, you don't have a point in the movie yet, do you?
The point's going to be it's going to be this character that there's no way he can be a wrestler. Like he's not athletic. So we got to
find somebody.
I mean, I'm thinking Aaron's the person I have in my mind to be this character. He's not like fit. He's not in shape, but he's like angry at the world. Like he wants to be a wrestler, but he just doesn't have it. He's not charismatic. He can't do good promos. His costume sucks. His fucking character sucks. But he like really wants. He's like Rudy. He just wants it fucking bad. He wants it more. Like it's not that he's, he just can't do it, but he fucking wants it. So
Aaron's probably like, damn, you insulted me and gave me a compliment at the same time.
Well, I mean, he can play the character. That's all I'm saying. I want it to be, and so then everybody else is just like getting in his way and like just giving him some tips of the trade, like some behind the scenes stuff, like some crazy shit going on, just funny stuff. We got to just make it funny. And the problem with the funny is a lot of my sense of humor is kind of dry, so I kind of have to make it a little bit more zany, like silly stuff.
Run it through Gabriel or run it through Daniel. Daniel gave some goofy shit like, "Yeah, what do you about this, Daniel? Just do this." Oh shit! Daniel will simplify a joke real quick and make it funny.
I should make Daniel like the announcer, like the head announcer, like he'll be Jim Ross, and like have him just saying crazy shit throughout the match. So what we'll do with Daniel is after we've done filming this, we'll sit down with Daniel and he'll like call the match like he's an announcer, and he'll be like, "That move fucking sucked. This is the crappiest thing I've ever saw. What the fuck is this shit?" Just have him saying stupid shit.
So it's something you won. You won, right? I can't believe you won. You sucked
Yeah.
the whole damn time.
Like, I didn't even see a fucking match. I saw two assholes
hilarious.
standing in the fucking ring. Who's watching this shit?
That'd be hilarious. You're the winner. And the guy's talking like, I don't know how you fucking won.
And then,
oh man.
And then I got to get I got to see if I can get the old backyard wrestlers that Josh was a part of. See if I can get that group together to do it.
Ooh, man,
I think they'll do it, but the problem is, can they abandon their old storylines for this new project? I don't know. I may be biting off more than I can chew. But with Backyard Wrestling League, I mean, I can get my own friends. I can get Mr. Black and Eddie and Jake and all them, and we can set up like Eddie's backyard down there or something. And we can get it going.
How you? Okay, so the important part of everyone's probably asking is, how is the ring gonna look? Like, what is the ring gonna just be 4 posts with a rope? That's it. This is your ring. Backyard wrestling. This is it. Simplified, real quick.
Like that. And like, one of the wrestler goes to run on the ropes. Like, have somebody that was like a real wrestler but is retired, and like he just collapses the whole fucking thing. He's like, "What is this shit?" Right, man. The ropes are just for show, bro. You can't. How am I supposed to run into them? You're just gonna have to run. You can't use the rope.
You gotta tap the rope.
Our ropes, it's just the bounds. That when you go past the ropes, you're out of bounds. That's all it means. Like, what the fuck? I don't know if I know any really muscled up guys though, like really built. Maybe I know a couple, but yeah, we'll get it worked out. So I have to decide. I'm gonna have to decide real quick. Are we gonna go ahead and shoot the horror movie? I think since the script's already ready on the horror movie, may want to go ahead and get that project going for the Backyard Wrestling League. Unless I get a lot of people that are hyped and that are into it, we'll just have to pause the breaks until I can get a good script written and see where it's going to go. You got to have your announcer, you got to have your commissioner, you got to have your champion, your heels, your baby faces, your tag teams, and then this guy that's trying to get into it. You
just got, and then you got to find like the stupidest trophy you can. Like the dumbest belt you can find.
Well, it'll be something. We'll do something like wrapped in barbed wire or something because it's backyard wrestling or something like that. Something
fucking like fucking like hurts to hold it. Like ow. Fuck.
Yeah, it's like I'm not touching it. And you can't be the champion.
You're a winner. I'm like, no, you won.
Well, I have to get in my head if we do this. I have to get my head getting hurt. Like that's going to be part of the thing.
So what's going?
Which way do I want to get hurt? Like I can't have anybody touch my face because I spent too much money on my teeth. Like I can't have anybody touching my teeth.
You should use that in the movie. You can't. I spent too much money on this guy. So you can't touch.
Right? Yeah. It's like, hey man, you're gonna come at me. Like we'll do like behind the scenes where they're prepping the match. Be like, hey man, go low, I'll go high, but don't hit my face. Well, no, the whole thing is I hit your face. Don't fucking touch my face, bro. Don't touch my face.
So it's gonna be a lot of. So we're gonna have a lot of back cutbacks. So we're gonna have a lot of them. Like
yeah, but really, like our behind the scenes is around the corner in the house. Before they come back.
The funny thing is though, like you gotta have that one guy who wants to do Christian. I want to hit you with barbed wire. No, can I hit you with this thing? No, no, you can't do that shit, man. No, can I whip you with a belt? No, you can't do that shit. Like, well, can I do that? No. Well, wrestling, don't fucking hit me with nothing.
You remember that match we watched where that guy was hitting that black dude with a fucking belt, was whipping him?
I mean, like, I get the point of, yes, it was extreme, but it was a white guy, bright white, hitting a black man with a belt when they took off.
And he was like standing straight with his chest out and everything.
And the crowd just went quiet. Right when he started doing it, the crowd, we're not bullshitting. Yeah. The crowd went just like, I can't cheer this.
Yeah. Well, some kids behind us. There was like a little 10-year-old behind us. And that kid said, "This is racist." Like, and
I
I was
like
like,
you're like I can't cheer this. I can't cheer this. Like someone could be like, yeah, we know it's fake. They're into it. The black guy, then said, yeah, use the belt, yeah. And I'm pretty sure the white guy's like, you sure? I don't know. The crowd's gonna like it. No, I don't love it. And they can't stop. Like, God dang it. The white guy's probably like, God dang it.
"Yeah." He was just.
I can't stop.
I mean, it was fucking intense, man.
That shit was funny as hell though. But it's funny because everyone just got quiet and like.
Yeah, you could hear the crickets chirping.
You could hear the like. You could. I guess everyone got back into it when you just start hearing the slaps of the belt, but that was an awkward like 15 seconds though. So you want to do that? Let me guess. You want someone to do that? Hoping that
Yeah, yeah. We'll have to recreate that. I mean, we're just gonna have to steal that, and hopefully, nobody from Metroplex Wrestling watches our fucking movie.
No, other shows have done that. If you want to read that like that with the white guy and the black guy, I don't know about that, but you can definitely do. You can definitely steal that.
And somebody just whipping Aaron, and he's like, "Ah, shit!"
Oh. And the funny thing is, hey man, you supposed to go soft.
Oh, I want like luchadors. I want some luchadors in there, so people. So that's how we can save actors, because you can just be a luchador and you're just the same guy but wearing a mask.
The funny thing is though, where's that? The funny thing is though, I got one. I bought it like like 6-7 years ago. I said, I ain't never gonna use this damn thing. I bought this thing out of impulse. I got here somewhere. The blue one. You seen it? The blue one? The mask?
No, I don't know. Why do luchador masks all look the same? Why can't they get them a little different?
Well, you know what? You can go to Trader's Village and buy one for like $10, and the better ones cost a little bit more. But here we go. Here it is. Here it is, right here. All right.
Can't believe John actually has a fucking luchador mask, like right there randomly.
Right here.
That's a good one. We'll put it on. Oh yeah.
Oh, you know what I bought it for? The Dallas Cowboys. I saw a guy at a Dallas Cowboy game wearing one. I'm like, I want fucking one. Wow! Wow! And the funny part is, Shane, like, man, I guess you gotta, like, oh, he's something Libre. I'm from Chicago, bro. Oh, straight from the motherland. Oh, I'm not from the motherland, dude. I'm from the Chicago.
You should wear that shit to work one day. Just fucking bust up in there, and like, it'd be fucking awesome. You wear that shit to work, and then somebody like challenge you with a title belt or something. Y'all just fucking throw down right there in the store.
Just carry the belt with me. Just
well, hey,
somebody.
If you don't mind using that for the movie, that could be a prop. We could wear that damn mask if you don't mind getting it, in the movie.
I ain't never used it, so might as well. So it ain't gonna hurt nothing.
You should wear that with your impact suit, and that'll be your character.
Oh man, Shane, if I know where it's at,
you'll be the Flying Pidgeon. That'll be your name, or Blue Pigeon.
I'll be like, he's going for the pigeon. Just fucking fly sideways or some shit. Totally fucking this. Had the crowd throw birdseed at me.
Oh shit!
Like no damn sense. Like
That's why we'll have Daniel's commentary. He's like, this is the fucking lamest character I've ever fucking seen.
He literally made his character 5 minutes ago, people. He literally made this character. That's gonna be the hard part, dude. Talking shit to you, you gotta keep a straight face. Like, hey, bro, I'm right here. I wish you were gone. Dude, just talk shit the whole time.
Oh, well, we for that movie, we got a lot of fucking work to do, and I'll probably reach out to Gabriel at some point to talk about like a theme song. But he's gonna need more than just us talk. I'm gonna have to get him a script so he can figure out like where it should be. But yeah, well, it looks like we're getting close to an hour, man. I guess we'll go ahead and wrap this up.
All right, go ahead and take us out, Shay.
All right, Jake. We got Jay Pizzle, or as he'll soon be known, the Blue Pigeon. Um, and anyways, JP's what? Rocking and rolling weekdays. Our other co-hosts couldn't join us tonight, so I'm not even going to bother mentioning their channels, but oh well. And we're at Big Beefin, at B Beefin on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. I still haven't wrote my letter to Eddie yet, but if I remember at some point. Went to the park today. It was a beautiful day. Y'all get outside and enjoy while it lasts.
Very gorgeous day.
Let's hit up the state fair, and I will see you tomorrow or Wednesday.
All right. See you Wednesday, sir.
All right, man.
Bye.
Bye.